All right, y'all. Welcome to Breakdown with Styles. I'm doing something new, y'all. Look, I'm not gonna lie, man. This was impromptu. Um, but I saw this clip of Terrell, and I said, God, you know what? I did this. I was like, I got to do something with this because this is crazy. When when I have talked for I don't know how long I've been doing watching with Styles, at least was it pre-COVID? At least 3, 4 years at least. I've always said some things about technique, and the thing about it is you can describe it, but until you have someone who actually demonstrates it on film, it's crazy, man. And this guy is my spirit animal. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I had two corners that I've watched this year that I truly appreciated their craft. It was the cis kid from South Carolina and the Pharrell kid from Indiana. I'm like, those two guys, man, them are dudes. From with my eye, I'm like, those two guys are studs. And I forgot about Avian. I remember him last year, and I know I've heard the knock on him was size from a few people, but dude, this guy can flat out play. Um, his ability in the run game to me trumps his physical stature. That this kid will pop you and will force a fumble. That's why I first got to get. That's how I first he came on my radar was the Peanut Tillman aspect to his game. And I got two films, y'all. This is gonna be the first one. I'm gonna do one tomorrow. This kid is a stud, man. His technique is almost impeccable, but it's very good. There are some things that I would clean up, and not from a technique thing, but some of the things he just showed in this film that uh, I would clean up. Cam, we were watching Avion Terrell. He is at Clemson, and these are I think well, it's no think these are practice films. But someone posted this. I probably need to give that person some credit. I don't remember. Someone posted this today, and I retweeted it. So Um, that person gets the credit because I retweeted. But dude, I'm telling you, man. I look. I'm not gonna lie. I got excited, like excited, like what you gonna see here is top notch. So let's go. I think it's like 6, 7 plays. First play to me isn't his best play, and the reason why is because he chased that receiver inside, which is kind of interesting that clips later he showed his patience. I don't think, in my opinion, he needed to chase him inside. So if he has outside leverage, if he goes inside, he's playing to your leverage. So allow him to go inside. But for some reason, he chased it. Now that could be a lot of reasons. Because it seems like he has seems like I've seen him play. He has a pretty good IQ. So maybe he got a bead on something pre-snap and it changed. But right now, he overreached. That's overreacting. But what I want people to understand is, even though he overreacted, the ability to get a hand on the receiver and make him stop there was the key thing to allow him to get back into the rep. And because he made that receiver have to pause here, he was able to get back into the rep. And that speed turn is impeccable. Dude, he got right back. He didn't drift away. This was a tight turn. Awesome. I'm not a big speed turn guy. Like that's your last ditch effort. But remember when, if you watch me doing Kentucky, when JQ speed turned, the guy was by him. This speed turn is, you can't do that any better because he's still over the top. He's still in good phase right now with the receiver. Now he's got this receiver a little bit discombobulated because he wants to go out. And his patience right here at the top of the route, man, is second to none to open those hips right there. That move right there is so underrated. Now, I don't like him reaching with that right arm, locking his hips a little bit, but he doesn't keep it out there long. He just shoots it and brings it back. Shoots the right arm and brings it back. So now that allows him to open up. Bruh. Bruh. That's fuck, dude. That's incredible. This to me is probably, she's not gonna say my favorite rep, but damn, there's another couple ones later. All these reps are good, man. But for your young DBs, I would like him to be a little more inside if he could be. Maybe a half a shoe. I want to see a little bit more of that shoe to make this foot split his crotch. That's what I would rather. But man, watch the patience. The receiver gave him a hard A-step out. He doesn't overreact. He stays in the pocket right there. Look at the movement of the feet. Patient, patient, patient. Pedal, pedal, pedal. Dribble the feet, dribble the feet, dribble the feet. He has to declare clearly where he's going before you react. Because all this dancing, we don't need to dance with him. If you dance, he's the leader of the dance. He's leading the dance. You don't want to dance with him because he's going to always get you because he's leading the dance. Patience, patience, patience. Patient this is the even the better part of it. He's patient here. But now, this is the stem of the receiver. He's even patient at the top. A lot of DBs get impatient right here with that step. Boom, boom. So now, I'm going to tell you, when you get good, like I tell my receivers, is when you get good, you can read the hip and also read the plant foot. If you can get to the level where you can read the hips and read the plant foot, you go opposite of the plant foot. Plant opposite. Dude, that is. He never gets even with the receiver. He's inside. You see his inside shoulder pad. You see his left foot the entire time. The receiver never stacks him, ever. That's protecting inside. Make them throw the ball outside. Make them throw it. Now, he's just become a player, dude. He closes. Dude, you cannot play that any better. You cannot play that any better. The only thing I would do, and I know this is the technique that he's probably coached, so I can't say that he did anything wrong. I would like for right now for him to take his left shoulder into the receiver and press him to the sideline, and then you look over this shoulder. That's what I would rather. But man, you can't complain too much about that. That's big time football, man. All right, now now he's getting into my bag. Want people to understand what you're about to see right here is incredible. There's one thing I don't like about it, but it's incredible. His left foot is up, his right foot seems to be back, but his first step is with the outside foot, which I don't like. You should backpedal with the inside foot to protect your inside. You don't want your first step to be out and then he goes in right quick. Now it's hard for you to adjust because you have your outside foot. You got to bring that inside foot back to be able to drive on the ball. However, that's nitpicking. Avion is what, y'all? He's at least 2 yards inside. That looks like 5. He's at least 8 yards off the receiver. It looks more like 9 or 10. Okay. How many times have you guys seen me preach about 8 to 9 to 10 yards off? Slow yourself down. I'm going to play this fast speed just so you can see the patience. The patience he has. This is high level of confidence. All right. Let's go again. Remember I said you can allow that receiver to eat your cushion as long as you can get a jam. Now here's the crazy part about it. Inside release by the receiver. He stems. Now, Avian could have closed this gap a little bit, but that's getting nitpicky. I think he's in great shape. But watch how he reads the hip. Once that receiver lowers there, watch Avian lower with him. Boom, boom. Feet tight together. Boom, boom. He runs the route better than the receiver. Now I want y'all to understand this. Watch where this pass is caught. This is a DB 9 yards off, and the ball is going to be like a 3-yard route, 5-yard route. So, as you've seen in Kentucky, people complain about the cushion. This shows you this is another college kid who plays. And I've been trying to tell people since the test of time. It's not the cushion. You can play press, you can play 5, you can play 8, it doesn't matter. It's not where you are. It's how you play your position. And you can be there, you can press, get the same results than you get if you play at 9. But this is a guy with a high level of confidence. That doesn't matter. That's a 5-yard hitch, dude. He runs the route. He breaks on the ball downhill before the receiver. That's high level, dude. Dude, that's high level. All right. Let's go to the next one. He's impressed. Outside leverage. Stay outside. Stay outside. The receiver does a good job of trying to get the leverage back on this out route. But man, the hips, the ability to open up and not lose ground or speed, you cannot. You cannot do any better. All right, now on this one, I don't like how wide his feet are, but I know there are some DBs that is taught. I think Dion had that wide base. All right, but here's the kicker, y'all. Watch how patient he is at the line of scrimmage, and he doesn't open his hips up too quickly. Now, this is not a slant, but if he opens up too quickly, that allows the wide receiver to run a slant. That allows a wide receiver, if he opens up too quickly, to here, and then burst back inside. Boom. All right. Watch his patience here. See how he mirrors the receiver? The receiver gets even with them before he really turns. He doesn't turn now. He waits, opens. Now, he could get a little tighter, but that's confidence. See? So now, you know what? The more I think about it, you know what he's thinking? Know what he's thinking now that I'm watching even again? Is it depends on where the ball is. Where's the ball? If the ball's on the nearest hash, he might not allow him to get so much horizontal separation. But maybe the ball is on the opposite hash in the middle of the field, which makes that throw longer, and the path that he can bisect the picket is a little different than if the quarterback was here and here. If the quarterback was here, he might squeeze this a little earlier. So maybe he's here because the ball's coming from this angle. He can bisect it better than if it's coming from this angle. But regardless, the patience and then the close. Watch him close. Right there, he closed. Now, this is the one part I don't like. I don't like him turning that way. I'd rather him hit him with his right shoulder and send his head that way and press him to the sideline. But dude, this is so good a teaching tape. One thing is just the level of just confidence, man. To play the way he's playing, his confidence is sky. Look again, probably about 8 yards off. Watch the patience. He's gonna play a little catch. See how that receiver hits him with the plant? Boom, you go opposite. He beats him to the ball. Ball game. Now this time he hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. I gotta text my son. Protect the inside as much as you can. Protect. Fight for that inside. I don't like him shooting with the outside arm, but he gets it off of him, opens the hips. Now he's trailing. Is this the last one? This might be the best rep, y'all. This might be the best rep. This, like, bruh. This is like, oof. This is so good.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Bruh.
It's so good, y'all. Woo, I'm speechless. All right. Again, how many yards he's off? That's 5, 9. He's 9.5. You can call it 8, 9. Okay. Protect your inside. Slow pedal. Allow him to close your cushion. And remember, you're in college. You can get a jam anywhere. One thing that we need to become very good at as DBs is watch this receiver. Watch, if you can pay attention, watch him raise his hips up. Right there. See how he kind of jumps into that cut? Once Avion saw that, he's like, I'm stopping and I'm breaking. Dude, that is too damn good, y'all. Again, how far is he off? Robert Steve start series about 9 yards off. He's about 9 yards off. Watch the patience. Watch the technique. So now, the receiver starts to climb, right? Now he's at 5. And he's at 6. Now he looks like he might go vertical. I would like to see where the quarterback is. So Avion takes 1, 2, 3. Now number 8 is feeling like he might go vertical. So now I'm feeling threatened. But once he sees the hips drop, he triggers and he's gone. Dude, he leaves before the receiver turns around. Trigger, gone. Woo-wee. And the receiver trips him. That's offensive PI. And you cannot tell me he tripped him on purpose. Watch that. That's a trip. Dude, watch. Hips drop, trigger. Boom. He's running a route better than the receiver. He's running a route better than the receiver. And if that was a game, I would be pissed off because that's a trip. That's a pick 6. That's to the crazy. The receiver tripped him on purpose because he ran the route better than him. So, y'all, again, it doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter where you start. You saw him play press. You saw him. He's played off man. It doesn't matter. You can win either way if you have good eyes and trust and confidence like Avion. Because this right here, y'all. Ooh. Look, I had to show it, y'all. I saw this in the morning. I got so excited. So that's all I got. I'm gonna come back tomorrow, and I got another set of game film that I saw today. So I'll see y'all tomorrow because this stuff that you see in here is what I've been describing for so long. And this guy has illustrated better than I could probably ever describe it. Go like, comment, subscribe. TikTok, VStyle17. YouTube, Driving with Styles. Twitter, VStyle17. I'm out, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.